Welcome back to What Would It Cost? Today we're talking about the power of social media in the real estate world.
And we're here with an absolute beauty, Mr. Matt Campoli. He's tall and he's jacked. He wanted us to add.
You bought a shed in Windsor?
You made money in the housing market last year? No way.
Anything you shot on you would have made on.
What would it cost?
That's the $1 million question. You're looking at North Bay now is at $1 million. I don't even think they hand you the keys anymore. What is it going to cost?
How much? Hi, my name's Nicholas Regina.
My name's Michael Sakuro.
And you're listening to
What Would It Cost?
Is that good? What's up, Maddie?
Thank you, guys.
Welcome.
Yeah, a little backstory on that. Everyone thinks I'm short from social media. I don't know why. Maybe it's the angles. Let's just switch them up a bit. I'm a decent height, guys.
Yeah, we'll confirm it.
I had my broccoli and milk.
Taller than Jack.
So,
yeah.
Welcome to the What Would It Cost?
Yeah, thanks for having me. You guys are crushing it. I love what you do here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's only going to get bigger and better, so I'm happy. I'm honored.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. And we take a lot of inspiration and influence off of your podcast, which is Price to Sell. Love the production. Love the way that you sit down and you host and you interview these people and just your guests and everything about it. It's an inspiration for us. And shout out to Price to Sell. Check that out.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, it's my little baby. So it's a lot of fun and. Check it out. Tune in.
Yes, sir. So, in a nutshell, the way we met was through our life coach, right? Zark Fatah.
Shout out
connected
Zark.
us. Yeah, big shout out to Zarky. You're the magician, my man. And life's gotten a lot better since I've met you. I could say that most definitely. Yeah, so in a nutshell, me and Matt, we're operating on the same vibrations. We're doing a lot of the same things. So I have a club that I go to. It's called Elemental. It's a wellness club, and it's got so shout out Elemental there. It's got the saunas, infrared saunas, the ozone. It's got cold tubs. So you can do breath work, meditation, all that good stuff there, right? The floats, the magnesium floats. Got to check that out. It's awesome. Instead of doing like the standard lunch, in spirit of, again, me and Maddie being on the same journey, I'm like, yo, Matt, why don't we hook up and rip an immersion? An immersion is a sauna and is a cold tub, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh man, I'm so down for that, right? I was like, all right, cool. I got this place I'm going to, Elemental. I sent him the details, the information, right? So Maddie receives it. We put it in the calendar. Anyway, he's running a little bit late to the meeting. I think I was in the sauna. Right?
You were.
So Maddie walks in, suit on, and I'm in the sauna meditating, doing something weird, right?
So just a side note. So I was already working on a deal with Matt. We're working on something down south, and he texts me saying, I'm taking a bath tomorrow with Nick, and you hadn't told me yet about this meeting. I'm like, all right, dude, cool. So I had no idea what was going on here. I'm like, this would be a great relationship.
Yeah. I wanted to introduce Matt to the space, and I wanted him to be like, yo, you got to come back here. You got to check it out a lot more because it's like, this is dope. This is what we're all about,
Nick.
These lives. Right? I was big promoter Nick, but I just wanted you to be a part of that, right? Yeah. So I'd run into you more there, and it's all good stuff. But upstairs, they have two rooms called the infrared sauna. So what the sauna is it's a deep cleanse, right, where you go in there and not like a regular sauna, but it'll go even further and deeper into the tissue and rip all those toxins out. So it's like a real badass sweat in a nutshell, right? And I wanted to introduce Matt and show him. I was like, oh, this is an infrared sauna. He's like, what's that? So I opened, I was standing, so say this was the door and it opens this way. I was standing on this side of the door and Matt was here. So I opened the door like this, so I couldn't see what was in the room.
But I was right in front
of all I seen was Matt's face, and I heard, it was a girl screaming
naked,
and I just looked at Matt's face, and he went white, and he had the most scared look.
Yeah, because I'm following him around, I'm trusting him. Like, okay, he's just showing me the space, whatever. He's like, yeah, check this out. He opens it up. He's like smiling at me like this, and this girl's like, and I'm like. So she thought it was me that just opened the door on her, and it was that was my first interaction with Nick. Yeah,
so I shut the door after the scream. We kind of rushed out of there. He's like, "Hey man," he's like, "You think we should tell the?"
I didn't put my shoes on properly.
He goes, "I really feel like we did something that was very violating there." Right? I was like, "No, it's cool. Let's just bounce." Right?
Yeah, I ran.
So anyway, long story short, they end up having this whole staff meeting with not allowing guests up to the second floor when the services are being used, and now there's big like locks on the doors, so you can't do that.
Yeah.
But and then right after that, there was a few connecting of the dots that Maddie was going to do for me, and vice versa in regards to some other people that we're working with. So with Steve, I had to intro him with Steve. You want to talk about that?
Yeah. So it's another contact for like self-development. And I said, yeah, I'm into it. Like, let's set me up with your guy. Sounds cool. So he intros me to this guy, Steve. And he's like, this is Matt, Rockstar Realtor. You guys will hit it off. He wants to use your services. No answer from the guy. So I followed up. I said, hey, Steve, just following up. Like, I'm really interested in using your services. And he's like, sorry, I feel like you guys got the wrong Steve because I do financing. And I'm like, and it's a pretty touchy subject, that we're talking about in this email thread.
Green energy lending.
Yeah. So Nick was just, two catastrophic events. My first two encounters with Nick. And he just set me up for disaster both times. First time in person, second time through email. So when I spoke at the Buzz conference, I told Nick not to come. I said, if I see you in the crowd, please get out. And that's it. But now we're good.
Yeah, we're
so
good.
Far, so good.
I still went. I stayed quiet. I sat in the back.
I didn't see him. Thank God.
And it was love at first sight. It still is. Maddie's a complete all-star, and again, someone we look up to for inspiration with all the marketing and really getting out there on the socials.
So tell us a bit about your background, what got you into real estate, and the wanting to really push on the social media side of real estate.
Yeah, so my name's Matt. I'm 6 feet. I love long walks on the beach and to the fridge. Love those ones. I've been in real estate, so a real estate agent. I've been in the game for about 6 years now. It's been life-changing, It's I started off, no idea what I wanted to do growing up. Went to York University, no entrepreneurial mindset, more so just like let's, get into the social norms of everything.
Yeah.
And then I studied history because it was my passion. So I got a degree in history. No business background. Never took a business class. I didn't even know what an entrepreneur was. I was trying to figure that out during high school because a buddy came to me and he's like, what do you want to do, Matt, after high school? I'm like, I don't know, maybe be a cop, He's like, I want to be an entrepreneur. I'm like, what the hell is that? So I'm like Googling it, trying to dissect it. No idea what the hell it meant. I just learned the other day, actually. But apparently that's what I am now. And after, during university, I, as a hobby, started a barber business.
Yeah.
And I cut hair for about a total of 8 years. But that woke me up to the idea of, I can do something on my own.
Yeah.
And not have to work for anyone.
Yeah.
And then it kept growing and growing, and people are coming because of me.
Yeah. Right.
And they like the conversations with me.
Yeah.
And I just built up such a skill set and how to talk to people, and I was literally a chameleon.
Yeah.
Trying, I had different age groups that would come to me, different ethnicities, backgrounds, cultures, interests.
Yeah.
And I had to just adapt and learn how to talk to everyone for an hour, half an hour to an hour.
Yeah.
And hold a conversation. So I built up a crazy just networking capability and just being able to just camouflage and mesh into any room I walk into.
Sure.
And then ultimately I'm like, how can I exploit all these clients? Not in a bad way, but how can I exploit my network?
Yeah.
That's a better way to put it. I built up over 200 clients, just, guys coming to me, and I'm like, okay, if I have a degree in history, what can I do with that? Not much really. So I just shifted my focus. I can work at a museum though.
Yeah.
I really could. I can sell the shit out of a mummy in a glass case. If you put a price on it, I'll sell it. Ask me what that would cost. My mom bought her house at the time, and she's like, come to the showing. I'm like, okay, whatever. I was lazy. I was playing Call of Duty. I'm like, screw it. I'll come finish my game. I went there, and then I just saw the realtor pull up, did his job. I'm like, I think this is it for me. This is what I want to do. I want to show kitchens, right? So that was it. I got my real estate license. I graduated university, got my real estate license, and then never looked back.
Nice.
Oh wow, Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, just hopped into it.
Yeah, very cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best way to go about it.
Yeah,
just hop into it.
Yeah, just dive.
First. Yeah,
literally.
Yeah. Oh, that's what we were talking about a little earlier, right? Being one of the key factors to the highly successful entrepreneurs is they kind of just dive into something as opposed to doing a lot of prep work and a lot of just putting time into thinking about it more so and planning, right? It was just more so let's dive into it and let's learn as we go kind of thing, right? So that's cool. Yeah.
People scare themselves with too much planning and too much never executing. Because something will always come in the way. and get in the way of your plan.
Yeah.
So if you're just kind of waiting for the right opportunity, there's never the right time.
Yeah.
You just got to dive in, make your mistakes, fail, and you'll grow so much quicker.
Yeah. Fail fast.
Yeah.
Fail fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the barbering side of it too, because I've heard people say in this space too, where it's like we're not in the business of selling real estate. We're in the business of servicing our clients.
Yeah.
Right. And real estate just happens to be the product, right?
Yeah.
That we're selling. So interesting, right? And who better, or what better position to have in your prior industry, right? And I could probably only name a few that are as good as that in regards to learning how to really have discussions with all different types of people all across the spectrum, from culture and age and just, that wide range, right?
Yep.
That will really allow you to, again, diversify and chameleonize to whoever it is you may have to, right?
Yep.
Big in the sales game. And
And it's
that's
trust.
awesome. Very cool.
Trust as well.
Right.
Yeah.
You trust. You got to really trust your barber with your hair. You know what I mean? Especially before a weekend, it's a lot of trust put into that, guy. So I already had that whole trust kind of thing done,
cool.
and a lot of those clients became my real estate clients.
Awesome.
It's being that people person too, like they say, your barber is like your therapist.
Oh man,
you know what I mean? So
I'm still a therapist.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Sure, you guys are too.
Yeah.
For sure.
So one thing I wanted to talk about was because you're really big on the influencing side, on the real estate side, on social media, and we saw you live at the Buzz conference.
Yeah.
Shout out to them, and I thought that was a great panel. And we were talking earlier about the whole past with the present of realtors, how they were working. So before the flyers driving around, and you were discussing a lot about using Instagram, your videos. So give us a bit about insight on that, like how you think that's been working and what you try to really differentiate from everybody.
Yeah. So my first time in real estate, I stared at my computer. It's like, how do I get clients? I heard guys in my office cold calling, and it's like, I'm not going to do that. But I did. I did do that. And I went that route. It's effective. It does work.
Yeah.
But I feel like anyone in the real estate game, once you iron out and figure out what you're good at, just really hone in on that.
Yeah.
For me, I was told in the beginning, like, don't waste your time on Instagram. Like, don't waste your time on social media. You're never going to get business there.
Wow.
You should be on the streets, door knocking and cold calling.
Wow.
The old school mentality, right?
Yeah.
And when I'm told not to do something, I need to do it.
You did the polar opposite.
Like, I love when people tell me to not do things, because I'm like, okay, let's go. Like, path of most resistance is my way. And so, like, I was doing the cold calling, I was doing the the whole CRM, and the door knocking, the flyers. I was farming, I was doing all of that.
Yeah.
But once I learned to be myself on Instagram, I started making funny videos, because like I can be weird and stuff at times.
Yeah.
And like, let me bring my weirdness and quirkiness and wittiness into the real estate game.
Yeah.
And just change up a video tour of a house.
Yeah.
Let me throw myself in there doing weird things in the background. Me cooking, like, I had a salt, like a pepper shaker upside down. Weird things, They're just showing the basement, and I walk out of the cantina with 2 jars of sauce, just like in the background. And that video.
But you're a funny guy though, and that's authentic.
Yeah.
And authenticity works in social media. Yeah.
Yeah.
You weren't trying there. That's just, what would Matt do in this situation?
Exactly.
Probably be walking out of the cantina with 2 jars of sauce. Yeah.
And it just worked. And then my following base started to really grow, and then people started to hit me up from Instagram.
Yeah.
And then, like, the first deal came out of Instagram, and I went to my broker. I'm like, see that? and I realized, like I mentioned before, that's what I was good at.
Right.
So I'm like, let me just hone in on this. I'm like, the reach is like insane. You can reach hundreds of thousands to millions of people if you really wanted to.
Right.
Yeah.
Or maybe if you don't even intend to, accidentally through a reel or something. And any one of those eyes can be a potential deal or client for you. So
absolutely.
I just went full force on that. It's free.
Yeah.
And started the brand build.
Yeah.
And then again, like, it's not like I had a blueprint. I mean, I was still, I guess I was one of the, I'm not gonna say the first, but one of the few that really got in front of the video camera in the beginning.
Right.
So, there wasn't like I was watching guys who were like really crushing it at the time yet.
Yeah.
I was like, let me just be Matt, put myself out there, no fear.
Very cool.
And see how it works.
Cool.
And it works.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
That's pretty ballsy of you for your mentor, the principal broker at your brokerage, to be able to tell you to do something. You do the polar opposite, go hard with it when it wasn't being done from the rest of the industry, and you couldn't use that as inspiration for the most part.
Yeah.
And then you go hard with it, and then boom, here you are on a panel at the Buzz conference.
That's crazy.
It's most
surreal,
recent,
man.
2022, talking about how this is the new way and it's got to happen if you want to be a top producing agent the way that you went. Good on you, man. Very
you got to
cool.
do you got to do different things. You got to really change the game, it's like Apple when they first came out with the iPhone. Everything was on a keyboard, and like, what's this phone with no keyboard? Everyone's freaking out. Like, what? You don't have a keyboard, and everything is no keyboard now. So it's it's those like bigger moves that'll launch you much quicker.
Right.
And not to say like just be on Instagram was a big move, but just being my full self on camera and just pumping out content at the time was different. And it worked.
Yeah,
hard to do.
People were shying away from taking videos of themselves.
People psych themselves out.
We did. We did. Again, credit to our CMO, Joe Tito. He pushed us out of our shell. Before that, we were just like, we had a different strategy in place for the most part. But a lot of that strategy, I feel, derived from the fact that had a bit of that insecurity, not wanting to really push and come out. And we come from an industry that, you're a little bit more in the spotlight. And even with that, we were still very reserved, right? So again, good on you for having the balls to not only come out, but then be authentic too, right? Where it's like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah. Although.
Thank you.
And then in light of what it would cost. So now you got a campaign running. It's ongoing that you're putting yourself out there. You got the pod, you're ripping the Potter, you're doing reels, you're doing, the Matt Campoli thing. What does that look like in regards to a cost that you have to associate with your business on an overall? Would you put it in there as a fixed, as a variable? How's the fluctuation? Are you going hard with that? Is that something that, I know you were talking about now building a team. And is that something that you're going to almost have set as a standard when it's to join the Campoli team, that you got to deliver X, Y, and Z in regards to material? What does that all look like? But again, what does it cost to run?
I have big visions. So I'm trying to build out like a full machine. For the podcast, like shout out to Ernesto Anthony and my partners there, and the neighborhood, like they, we have a structure where they cover a lot. I was just the voice. So, but in terms of just having like steady marketing, I'm going to start putting a video guy like on a retainer now monthly.
Nice.
To follow me around like at least twice a week.
Okay.
And like vlog my days, right? And start getting the YouTube out there. And
nice.
Their set costs, could range. You want me to give you costs?
Yeah, what would it cost?
So I mean, like if you want some good quality content, the edits, something steady and where like you do your shoot days, and then where you can produce multiple things, bring multiple pieces of clothing, whatever. I don't know, I think it would range, man, between like, if you want some good stuff, anywhere from like 3,500 to like 6,000. Right. Just that, just like video form content. Get a couple photos in there as well. And then in terms of my team, I'm actually in the process of hiring an assistant, so I got to put someone on a salary now.
Nice.
Like executive. And yes, my teammates, I have 2 right now. I have 2, so awesome. already building.
Nice.
And one is already crushing it on social media.
Nice.
Like she's a weapon.
And
I'm trying to. She's a weapon.
She's one of the infrared.
Not an infrared, no. And then my other guy, shout out Marco, he is a grinder, man. He works, but he's got to get out there on the social. So I'm getting him, more comfortable, and he's younger, so it's like the younger mindset. It's like, what are people going to think, right? So just sort of getting him out, but the whole part of this bigger vision I have is definitely like centered around media, for sure.
Nice. Very cool.
Still ironing out costs. A lot of them. But
for sure.
You got to pay for good stuff. You really do.
There's a lot of different people that are out there pricing in different ways, and it really depends on what your approach is and what makes sense for plugging into your operation, right? So very cool.
And then being one of our first guests with another podcast as well, how have you seen the success of that? Like, you find there's a lot of ROI on that? It's just more building out the brand and just more exposure?
Tons of ROI on that. I have 2 podcasts. I have another one that's more entrepreneurial based, That Word Again. It's more entrepreneurial based. We bring on like just people from Toronto who are just killing in different businesses. It's called It's Simple Podcast.
Okay. Yeah.
That one I started when COVID first hit.
Yeah.
That's got me a lot of business, man. And what's cool about that is I'm networking with all kinds of people.
Yeah.
Price to Sell, I'm just with, it's real estate focused for realtors.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a real estate podcast for agents. So
Yes.
majority of my viewers and audience is other agents.
Yeah.
Right. So that in itself has done crazy number for me for referrals, exposure. Like, I have outside agents reaching out to me. Matt, I got a client for Toronto.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's done great for me.
Yeah.
And then just putting me in a position to help other agents.
Yeah.
And like, it's a whole other dynamic for me now,
Yeah.
I've always kind of been interested in some sort of like educational thing in the future.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And now it's like kind of coming to real life. Like, a lot of people are just kind of always calling me, hey man, can I pick your brain? I want some advice on this.
Very cool.
And it's like, okay, this could be a play in the future for me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the podcast has been an eye opener.
Right.
More than anything. Doors have just opened.
Yeah.
On potential like possibilities for me. And then my other one, the Simple Podcast, I've actually done deals from because my viewers and audience are just
It's
the general public.
B2C, and then your podcast is B2B.
Yeah, exactly.
Very
so
cool.
I've done, I've had several listings and buyers come to me through that one, even our guests
Nice.
on that one.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because they're not realtors. So
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah.
But yeah, it's been like podcast world. It's like, I'm sure you guys are seeing, it's like crazy in terms of like what it brings you.
Yeah.
For sure.
Absolutely. And I love that the way you did the Price to Sell, where traditionally you don't think the realtor would bring on another realtor, but I like that you're showcasing them, and in reverse actually help by getting a lot of referrals.
And a lot of people are people think our business is like dog eat dog, competitive, cutthroat, but I'm all about the cooperation, I call it. Cooperation. Coopetition. That's the word. Cooperation is an actual word. Made no sense. Coopetition.
Yeah, but you're cool, so it'll work.
Yeah.
I played off. It's all good. Just like, co-op. Instead of competition, it's coopetition. So I'm big on that. Like, I will collab with realtors all day on things. Like, I'm not greedy.
That's awesome.
I've done so many different types of collabs, and like, especially when clients are looking outside the city, instant just referral. But I'm in the game. I'm still in the actual deal with them. I'm still in the communication, the group chat. I'm still on it, but they're getting the best service from the best guy in that area, right? And I don't have the ego to be like, I'm gonna drive an hour and a half because you can only work with me. Like, you're my client. Like, no,
of course.
Get the best service. You're gonna get a way better deal with this guy. He knows the area way better than I do. I'm a disservice to you at that point, you know? So,
absolutely.
just doing the realtor to realtor thing. It's great. I love giving the other realtors exposure. If they get a client for my podcast, fantastic. Right?
That's love. That's a lot of love, man. To show love to your industry like that, and be able to have the platform for them to activate off of and give them content to repurpose. That's love, man. And to get to have love within your industry, right? Where people, they give you that kind of salute, like, that guy's a cool guy, man. That was cool. That was awesome. That brings value on an overall, right? True leader will do that.
It's fulfilling. For sure. So for me, like, there's a thought process that I've had early. Like, what actually will fulfill me? Selling real estate my whole life, will it? I mean, it's fun. It's great. But there's other things that I'd rather be of service to others. In my future. Is a lot more fulfilling for me. So.
And then when selling a property now, so are you still bringing that same social media values, like a one set package? Like, you're selling with Matt Campoli. This is what you're going to get.
I bring
out
the
like
numbers.
Different options for them to see. Because I even see, like, for me, I'm a little traditional. I like the print value. So I like when I've seen you have those brochures and about the property, and you're showcasing them. And then the comedic videos when you're walking around the property and showing. So that just like one set package for them. It's just
I do it
having
all.
you. It's
like listing presentation. I have my listing package. In the package is a full section of like my online presence, my podcast. Here's my podcast. I network with all the best agents in the city. They're all going to see your property.
Right.
Here is my social presence. Here's all my insights. These are all people that come across my page on a daily to monthly basis. They're going to see your property. That is value in itself. And then, like I do the same style marketing videos and same kind of package for each listing. And I go balls to the wall with the marketing because it's my brand. So.
Well, I think you definitely have to. Like, Realtor.ca is not going to cut it anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Have the pictures and post and hope someone's going to come across it.
So I do the whole Instagram ad spend, all that.
Nice. It's become somewhat of a standard in the industry now.
Yeah. I promote everything. That I can. You can't promote reels right now. Yet, but all the pictures. Like I always, when I have a listing, I post the slideshow of all of the house.
Yeah.
I post a reel.
Yeah.
And then potentially another video.
Yeah.
But it's usually like 2 to 3 forms of content.
Yeah.
And then the photos are always being promoted.
Yeah.
So those are constantly out there being paid for, hitting everyone. I have targeted areas I search.
Yeah.
Already set up in my Instagram. And just plug and play. That's it.
Nice.
Let's get into the team that you're building. You're building a team out here, and it's something that you're really, really excited for, and that you look to scale. And not only locally here, but your vision's bigger than that. So tell us a bit about that and what you have lined up and what you want to do, what you've done already, and what that costs in regards to putting everything together, right? And even if it's something like your time, that you got to clock in week in, week out to organize and prep for, like, let us know. Yeah,
for sure. So one of my biggest inspirations, Ryan Serhant.
Yeah.
And I think he's genius for what he's created, the Serhant brand.
Yeah.
And he brought everything in-house. So he has his own, obviously, real estate team.
Yeah.
His own marketing team.
Yeah.
His own TV team.
Yeah.
All these different types of divisions within the brand.
Yeah.
And I want to build out a massive brand as well.
Right.
Don't have a name for it yet. I'm not going to call it my name, but definitely want to have this thing operating on all levels.
Yeah.
And everything in-house.
Call it infrared.
I'm going to call it infrared, infrared real estate.
So many different rooms and activities.
Right? Exactly.
Sorry. All
that makes total sense.
That's a lot of moving parts in a
lot of moving parts and a lot of learning. I'm diving in to this. I don't really have I have a plan.
Yeah.
But I'm currently building out the vision. Yeah. I'm just getting the whole beginning process ironed out right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I want this thing to be international.
Nice.
And leveraging the whole leveraging the whole like online presence. I want to be. You're gonna see my face everywhere. I'm gonna be everywhere. Like whether it's like TV, billboards, like everywhere I will be. Okay. And behind me will be this machine that's gonna benefit and give value to everything in the real estate space. Yeah. Like I'm big on collaboration, like I said. So whether it's my machine helps you sell a property in like Arkansas, because of all the value and the exposure we can provide you. Yeah. It's fantastic. So like that's kind of like the idea. Like I don't want to be stuck to just I'm selling a certain quadrant in the city of Toronto. Right. I want to be like global. You know what I mean? Yeah. If I got to be in Europe, I'll be in Europe. Right. Yeah. How I'm going to do that, I don't know yet. But I'm going to do it. So it's going to figure its way out along the way. But that is like my overall vision, and it's starting off with just a small team right now. A nice admin support system. And I just want whoever's with me to believe in it as well. And to grow with me. Like I don't want to just be like a one-man show. Very cool. I want everyone to have like key roles. Right. So just spice it up a little bit. I'm not so narrow focused on just a real estate team, but a real estate empire.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
He's going international.
I'm going international, my friends.
And Ryan Serhant, check your DMs.
Yeah, please. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Holy. Come on my podcast. Please.
He'll fly out to you.
I will fly to you. Legit, will fly to you.
He's done it a few times.
I'll bring you food and everything.
You stiffed him at the door.
I did. I went to New York, and he was in the Maldives on vacation, which is fine. You deserve it.
You didn't check his Instagram or
what? You know what? I think he had left.
See the tiki hut on the ocean was in New York, bro.
That's how you posted that. You're like the one time I come to New York. He's been there for the past 2 years because of COVID.
He hasn't left.
He hasn't left. And you go. He's like, I'm out.
I think he went the day I went. Yeah. Or like the day before. Someone. I literally landed. I'm like, Ryan Serhant, I'm coming for you. I'm taking a photo of like New York. I'm in the taxi. I got in the yellow taxi too. And someone hit me up. Sorry, man. Like, sorry to break it to you, but he's in the Maldives. I'm like, what? So I did what I do best though. I networked like crazy down there. I went by myself. So like, just again, dove into it. I always figure it out. Met the right people. Got into the Serhant office.
Very cool.
Fangirled really hard in there. But again, like super inspiring, and like you weren't there, but next time you will be. And this is what it is. I got something out of it, Like a majority of my goal taken care of. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Nice. It was a pleasure, my man.
Yeah. I appreciate you guys having me. It was awesome. I look forward to seeing this thing explode.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Appreciate it.
I think shout out to your mom for the soup.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
All right.
Yeah, they already know where they could check you out.
You can find me on Instagram at Matt Campoli, MattCampoli, and then check out the podcast at Price to Sell. It's a real estate podcast, and if you're into just overall inspirational, at It's Simple Podcast. And then just look out for me. I'm going to be global. I'm also
everywhere.
Yeah, and if you see me in person, just know I'm 6 feet.
Yeah.
That's it.
6 feet and jacked. And shout out to your partner on the It's Simple, Zoa.
Yeah, right? Shout out Zoa on It's Simple. Shout out Neighborhood on Price to Sell.
Yeah, Ernesto and Ant, man. Solid job.
Lots of
got them all on there.
Lots of collabs in Matt's world.
Yeah.
That's what I do, Mr. Collab.
Love it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Right on.
Thanks again for tuning into this week's episode. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you next week.
Next on What Would It Cost?
Speaking or doing any type of public speaking, growing up, like, terrified me. Like, I would shake before, had like sweats the night before. And then when I started talking about something I actually cared about, it was weirdly just like something came over me and it just totally changed. So for me, it was like, okay, well, how do I get exposure? How do I get people to know who I am? And that I just started filming myself on video. Like, my first videos weren't good. Like, like if you look at my old, you find them, they're still there. Like full suit and tie.
I'm gonna go deep on that. I'm gonna go deep.
Notes in front of me, like, hey guys, welcome back to. You know, like, and it was like, even like I would get feedback and people were like, hey, like, I watched your video, cool, but like your eyebrows didn't move once. Like, are you okay?